The blade set allows you to convert your planer from high-speed steel blades to double-sided carbide blades. The set includes 2 blade clamps and 2 carbide blades. The carbide blades stay sharp longer than steel blades and are sharpened on both sides for twice the life. Converting your planer to carbide knives is a repair that you can do yourself, and I'm going to show you how. Hi, I'm Mark Socha. Do-it-yourself repairs like these are easier than you might think. From lawn machines to cordless grills, kitchen mixers, outdoor grills, our how-to videos walk you through each repair from start to finish. So doing it yourself means never having to do it alone. Let's get started. I'll begin by removing the old blades from the planer. I'll use the wrench that came with the planer to remove the bolts. I'll rotate the cutter head around with a belt and then hold the belt to keep the cutter head in place. Now I can remove the bolts. Remember, the planer blades can be razor sharp, so be careful not to cut yourself. I find a small magnet is helpful when removing the blades. First, I'll remove the clamp, and then the blade. And I'll repeat this for the second blade. Now I'll remove the setting gauge from each of the old blades. Now I can begin installing the new blades. To do this, I'll need the knife setup gauge that came with the planer. If you've misplaced this, you can order a new one separately. To set the knives, first I'll place the new carbide blade into the gauge with the groove on the blade facing up. And I slide this to the front of the gauge so it sits against the shoulder. Now I'll place the clamping plate onto the blade. On the back side of the plate there's a ridge, and that ridge fits into the groove on the blade. And now the setting gauge. I'll place it onto the knife. I'll loosely install the screws. And now I'll push the knife tight to the front of the gauge and push the setting gauge so the shoulder is tight to the back of the gauge. Once everything's in place, I'll tighten up the screws. And now I repeat this for the second knife. Now install the carbide knives to the cutter head. I'll place the knife right up on the edge of the cutter head. Now install the clamp and the guide. Again, the ridge on the front of the clamp needs to fit into the slot on the knife. The shoulder on the guide fits into the groove on the cutter head. I'll slide the knife side to side until it's centered on the clamp. And I'll secure everything in place with the top clamp and the bolts. Just going to rotate the cutter head to make sure nothing is rubbing, and then I'll tighten the bolts all the way down. And again, I repeat for the second blade. And that's how you can convert your planer from high-speed steel knives to carbide knives. Be sure to check back often for new videos and expert advice. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment.